And welcome to the Rio Olympic Arena in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. This is the final game of men's wheelchair basketball, the final game of basketball at these Paralympics, and it is the gold medal game between Spain and the United States. Here you see the draw, how they got through the playoffs. Spain beating Germany and Great Britain by 4 points and 6 points, respectively. The United States having little trouble with the Netherlands. They beat by 33 and Turkey by 20. And on the face of it, looking at the numbers, you would say the United States enter this game as favorites.
And not only on the numbers, Mike, they have a second and a third game to go to when things aren't working. And it's got such depth. They're a fun team to watch because of their versatility.
U.S. players being introduced. Number 2 was Jake Williams. Number 4, Josh Turek. Number 5, Michael Payne. Number 8, Brian Bell. Number 9, Matt Scott. That's number 11, Steve Serio. Number 13, Ian Lynch. Number 15 is Big Nate Hines. 16, Trevon Jennifer. 20 is Jared Arambula, and the man with the beard is number 42, Aaron Gouge. Of course, the numbers don't mean much because they've still got their warm-up jerseys on without numbers. And the head coach of the U.S. is Ron Likens. The U.S. top have 5 scorers, all within 1 point of each other, between 9.7 and 10.7 points. 3 of them do not start. And now the team from Spain. Number 4 is Daniel Stix. Number 5, the captain, Carlos Vera, 42-year-old veteran. Number 7, Pablo Zarzuela. Number 8, Francisco Javier Sanchez. Number 9, Alejandro Zarzuela, the identical twin of Pablo. 10, Big Amadou Diallo. 11, Jordi Ruiz. 13, the co-captain, Asier Garcia. 14, David Morez. 15, Jaume Yambi. Number 17, Jesus Romero. And number 51, Augustin Alejos. And Spain's head coach is Jose Manuel Artacho. And with the teams lined up on the respective foul lines, facing each other on court, we'll have the national anthems of the two countries, starting with the United States and the Star-Spangled Banner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of the United States of America.
And now the national anthem of Spain, La Marcha Real, the Royal March. And if you're wondering why no one was singing along, it's because La Marcha Real is one of only 4 national anthems in the world with no official lyrics. And now the players, the Spanish team, goes by to meet and greet the officials, and then the players exchange gifts with their numerical equivalents. Pins from one side and banners from the other. Then the U.S. team will do the same with the officials for the match. Let's take a look now at that team list for Spain. And this is an interesting matchup because you do have the one thing the Americans lack is size.
Yeah, the Zarzuela boys between them scoring 30 points per game. So they've got 2 or 3 troublesome opponents for the United States. If they can present enough difficulty, enough guys playing well to trouble the U.S. defense, then you start talking about pressure, and the U.S. really hasn't been under too much pressure so far.
And that's the problem with the U.S. As I said, they have 5 scorers within 1 point of each other per game, between 9.7 and 10.7. 3 of them don't start. When they bring on that second unit, that's when the fun starts.
Yeah, we certainly saw that in their semi-final against Turkey. Call them the press gang, because they certainly can put some pressure on with the full court.
And the U.S. with averaging 25 points from turnovers per game. That's the high in the tournament, and 43 points off the bench, also the high. Starting lineup for Spain, Danielle Steese, who's a very good low pointer, 1.5 points on the scale. The Zarzuela twins, Azier Garcia, he is the key for them. If he can score points, that takes the pressure off from the outside. And David Maurice is the shooter. He's a pure shooter. And for the U.S., the same lineup that started most of their games. Michael Pay and Steve Serio, the veterans. Brian Bell, very versatile. Ian Lynch, who's their low pointer there, and Aaron Googe, who's having just a tremendous tournament and averaging 7 points a game. And here was Spain's progression. In Group A, there was a 3-way tie, which Spain came out on top of the group by virtue of beating Australia by 11 points, which gave them the better points differential in the games between themselves, Turkey, and Australia. Then they went through and beat Germany by 4, Great Britain by 6. The U.S. never really struggled in their group, finishing with a 7-0 mark. Great Britain by 17 was their closest game of the tournament so far. And they won in the quarters by 33 and beat Turkey by 20 in the semifinal.
They've been under pressure in moments. Here are our officials taking care of the goal.
Yeah, that's this will be the last international match for Matt Wells from Australia, one of the best liked and most respected officials in the Wheelchair Basketball Association. Christian Roja from Italy and Sebastien Gauthier from Canada are the other 2 officials.
I always think that the officials and those on the bench, they're a team as well. They try and get it right. They absolutely care about making good decisions and controlling a game that's played fairly and good to watch.
As with all the games here at the Rio Olympic Arena, and before that in the preliminary round, some of them were at the Karaoke Arena 1. We've had tremendous crowds. There's been a good section for even from the faraway teams of hometown support. There's the Americans, you saw the Spanish a minute ago, but mostly filled up with locals. And we've got pretty much a full house tonight for this basketball. The Brazilians love basketball.
And it's so good for the Paralympic athletes to have good crowds come, appreciate what they do, and makes them understand and
we've
appreciate
got a lot of
what they're
families
doing.
here. They've been selling family tickets.
Yeah.
There's a lot of baby strollers in a separate baby stroller room out there in the mezzanine. It's a tremendous atmosphere, and they've appreciated a lot of the good basketball that they've seen. The United States dominating medals in Olympic history. They have been medalists 12 times in 14 games. They've won 7 golds in the Olympics. Spain has yet to win a Paralympic medal in basketball. This would be a first for them. And the U.S. could complete a rare sweep. Their men and women won gold medals here in Rio in the Olympic Games. Their women have won the gold medals at the Paralympics. They could make it 4 for 4 in one summer in Rio de Janeiro. But Spain control the opening tap in white, and that's Garcia. He will control the ball for them at the point. Makes things happen. Cross-court pass to Maurice, and that's Alejandro Garcia, number 9. Pablo is number 7. Maurice to Alejandro, back out to Garcia with 2 on the shot clock, and his first shot is short, and Cirio loses the rebound. And did Bell save it? He did. He is so athletic. I didn't think that he could get to that ball.
Nor did I. I thought it was going to be a turnover, and I just wondered a couple of earlier shooting options available there. They had a couple of open looks. Spain didn't take it. In the end, they were a bit under pressure on the shot clock.
Well, Cirio tried to zip the pass into Bell, and as he was in the middle of the lane, Maurice and Garcia collapsed on him. It was always going to be a difficult pass to get through, and Garcia brings it up for Spain with Cirio trying to harass him. Now Lynch picks him up. He goes past Lynch. He comes in for the layup, and it jams against the rim, and the rebound comes off to Cirio. Cirio, his part in the game has increased as the tournament goes on. His scoring has increased. He handles the ball more, and he'll get it back from Pei. Googe. Pei's shot is off, and the rebound to Garcia.
There's a couple of things about this US team that they do better than other teams, and that is their chair speed and their ball movement. They're very efficient, quick passes, and seem to make the man open a little more easily than others. So it is.
And Alejandro Garcia gets the first basket of the game. Yeah, in this they resemble the U.S. women's team in the Olympic Games. Just so fast and athletic compared to most of the other teams. Very well balanced. They don't actually have a big man on this roster, but Bell, who might be, apart from Hines, the closest thing to one, gets the basket inside. It's 2-2, and Maurice brings it up for Spain, but there's 3 defenders back, so he'll hold up and wait. Maurice has the screen. He's their best shooter, and it misses. Best pure shooter, and Pei with the rebound. Bell out on the left. Pei. There's Lynch. And Lynch is fouled as he goes for the layup. The foul will be on Alejandro Zarzuela, and that's Matt Scott. Expect to see him come in with the press game, probably at the start of the second quarter.
More can he play? He's very, very popular here, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's the man everyone wants the selfie with after the game. Coach Ron Lickens and Lynch.
US 61% of the tournament at the free throw line, 59 for Spain.
And Lynch is a one-pointer, and what that is the players are graded on degree of impairment. The higher the number, the highest being 4.5, the lower the impairment. The lower the number, the higher the impairment. And you cannot have more than 14 points on the court at any given time. Garcia, Bell finally comes out on him. There's Alejandro wide open and lays it in. Beautiful stuff. He got a nice pick there from Sticks, went around it, and was open in the lane for the basket. 3 minutes going, 4-2. Pei with a fake. Cirio. Right now, the Spanish doing a good job of clogging the middle. Look at all these chairs that are in the paint, and that pass deflected. And a good pass from Pablo to brother Alejandro. He lays it in again, and Spain are up 6-2. And Ron Lickens is up from the bench, yelling to his team.
There's a familiar pattern, though, when teams find themselves being able to run with or even lead the United States. They can do it for a while, but they can't do it for 40 minutes.
Bell threw up a shot that didn't go, but Cirio got the rebound, put it high off the glass, and that didn't go. Could they be having, and there's going to be a foul there on Pei, or Bell, it was on Garcia. It's on.
Bell put his arm in the air.
Bell put his arm in the air, but yeah, and Bell got the foul, fouling Garcia. Sometimes the little trickeration is going on there when they do that. Well, could the U.S. hit a cold shooting streak? That's something they haven't had, mostly because they take good percentage shots. But Spain right now is denying them the close-in shots. Bell slaps that one back as Sticks was going in, and he would have had the easy shot. But Merez now with the rebound, and it doesn't fall, and it's off Bell, who poked it away from Pablo.
So a little bit of chat, animated amongst the US players, a bit frustrated.
And it's not so much that they're behind right now, it's that they only have 2 points in the first 4 minutes of the quarter. Oh, that's a good pass in again to Alejandro. This time he misses it. He tries to use the glass. He misses it. He looks over at the referees, but there wasn't a foul.
Syrio with the rebound.
And nice job by Pablo. He rode Bell off the court. Guge's shot misses, and Garcia clears the boards. And you notice, too, Garcia is the ball handler, but he's also a big guy. He gives them an extra big on the lineup. Oh. And it's going to be a 3-second violation against Spain. They had 3 chairs planted in the green, growing quickly.
3 seconds times 3 chairs, that'll make 9. 9 seconds in the key.
9-second violation. Well, you can see what Spain is doing. They're taking away the middle. They're almost saying to the U.S., beat us from the outside if you can. And again, they go into Bell. Look at how quickly they collapse on Bell. Knock the ball away from him, and Alejandro picks it up, and Garcia will bring it down. Bell tried to grab that one from Garcia, but couldn't do it. Morez on the outside, getting right into the spot he wants and puts it off the glass too hard. Bell left it for Syrio, who then picked it up on the second try. Syrio's got the shot on the baseline, moves in, gives it to Lynch into Guge, and Guge lays it in. The extra pass, the easy shot. It's almost their formula.
2 from 7 at the moment from the field in the US. Won't stay that way.
Oh, look at Bell come out to stop Garcia. Now he's got the hand up to deny the shot. Morez for 3. Doesn't go. Tipped out by Sticks. Nice job to get it back to Morez. U.S. more aware now of cutting the Zarzuelas off. And Syrio with the rebound. They want to break quickly with Bell, but look at how fast Pablo Zarzuela got back. And Pablo really quick to read as Bell went toward the basket. Now Syrio, he was waiting for Bell to break, but instead he gives it to Pay in the middle, and the rebound is off Bell.
Initially off Garcia, didn't handle it cleanly, and then off Bell. So 6-4, very low scoring first quarter.
Jordi Ruiz comes in for Morez. Now he's not the shooter Morez is, but he's, if anything, bigger and more active on the court. And again, 3 seconds. He was on Sticks there, but Pablo Zarzuela had got himself so far into the basket that he wasn't able to get up and get into a shooting position. 3:22 to play, 6-4 to Spain. Very low scoring first quarter so far. They collapse on Syrio quickly into Bell. And look at, it's amazing how Bell used the chair and his body to give himself the room to get that shot off.
Yeah, the high pointers are able to maneuver the chair without using their hands. There's a shift in body weight.
Garcia coming all the way down and gives it to Pablo. Once he's established position, he's hard to move. And it's 8-6 to Spain.
Alejandro was?
That was Alejandro, excuse me. They are identical twins.
They don't have identical numbers.
There's always someone who's got the answer.
It's really me.
And Bell, Pay had to rush the shot, but Guge got the rebound and laid it back in. We're tied at 8 with 2:22 to play.
And suddenly the scoring's freed up a little. That's the way it happens. Someone takes the lid off it.
Oh, Garcia, Sticks wasn't looking. Garcia was going to pass to Sticks, who actually had a path to the basket, but he was looking to set up a screen. It goes into Pablo and out of bounds off Spain. with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. 8-8, U.S. will inbound.
They've called that a bad pass. It was just badly received.
And you see 2 U.S. players keeping Pablo in the backcourt, trying to make it a little bit harder for him to come up, unsettle Spain a little bit. Guj across to Pay, back to Sirio. Ruiz was right out on him. 7 on the shot clock. Sirio and hits.
Yeah, shot over Pablo that time. Draws a smile.
10-8 now, the U.S. in the lead for the first time in this game with 1.5 minutes in the first period. Ruiz from the outside, he misses. The rebound to Sirio. He gives it to Pay. Lead pass to Sirio, took that over his shoulder, and the foul is on Sticks.
First foul for Sticks.
You see the little game going on there with Guj and Ruiz as Guj tries to set a screen. Lynch at the foul line. Doesn't get it to drop, and Garcia with the rebound for Spain. Alejandro, he's working on Pay. Ruiz moves behind him and takes the shot. It misses, and Pay tips the rebound to Sirio, and Sirio comes up quickly now. And you see how important it is. They try to just beat you down the court. Sirio turns around. The Spanish are setting up. Pay has the ball. Back to Sirio. Guj. Lynch sets a screen for him. Guj was off balance as he got the shot, and that'll be a foul on Pablo Zarzuela for bumping him with the chair.
Last 2 or 3 minutes, the US has been making Spain take tougher shots. Caught and past them. Should take a lead into the first break.
And when they get the ball down quickly into the half court, it means they're playing with 15, 16 seconds, which means they can take the extra pass. Huge misses a foul shot. Huge misses both, but Bell gets the rebound and dishes it back out to Sirio, and they'll have 11 seconds on the shot clock, which is 2 ahead of the game clock. Sirio moving it in closer. The shot taken by Lynch and misses. Pay the rebound, knocked it to Sirio. Bell now, nice and easy, and puts it in. And Spain won't get a shot off before the quarter ends. So the U.S. coming back from behind in what was a low-scoring first quarter, and the score after one is the USA 12, Spain 8. And really, I think that's probably what Spain would like to do, is keep the game low scoring, keep themselves within reach.
Yeah, but still, it's hard to see anything other than a US victory. Let's make this point about the free throws then. There were none for 4 for the quarter, which is not what the US normally returns.
And there you see the confirmation of that, shooting 40%. Well, as a team, they were shooting 48% for the tournament, so they're down by almost 10%. And the Spanish shooting 27%, which is even more for them because, excuse me, it's the other way around. The U.S. was shooting 61% as a team, so they're way down. The Spanish were shooting 48%, so they're down as well.
Free throws in a tight game can be the difference. I don't expect this to be a tight game, but I've seen the match earlier today where it hurt Australia right down to the line and cost them a place.
Australia losing the
playoff
fifth and sixth
to Brazil, to a team they would not expect to lose to. They've never finished higher than 9th in the Paralympic Games. Australia coming off a silver medal in London, twice gold medalists.
And that game was the opening game of this 2-game session here at the arena. If anything, the Brazilian crowd, at least more excited by that than the prospect of this gold medal game. So let's see if the U.S. and sends the press gang out, and it looks like they are. Jennifer Turek is on, Scott is on, Lynch stays on for the U.S., as does Serio. So Jake Williams is left off of this group. 3 new players on, 2 starters remaining. And for Spain, it's the same unit that finished the quarter, with Ruiz still on the court. Otherwise, the other 4 who started. 12-8 as we start the second quarter. U.S. with the possession. Serio to Turek. Serio is in the paint. Shot doesn't go. Alejandro with the rebound. And there's going to be a foul off the ball, and Matt Scott puts his hand up in the air, fouling Pablo. There's some of the U.S. women team, including the woman who should be the MVP if they awarded such a thing of the women's tournament, Becca Murray. 30-point performances in both the semifinal and the final.
That's a fair effort.
It was amazing. Oh, great pass. Ruiz all alone inside, and it's 12-10, Spain 2 points down. Turek. Jennifer. Steeks has another foul. And he's a little bit frustrated with that. It's only his second. Serio across to Turek, moves behind Scott, tried to drop it in, now gets a shot on the baseline, which misses over the rim, and Pablo gets it down to Ruiz over to Garcia. Ooh, got a bump from Jennifer there. Ruiz, Garcia, Ruiz, Garcia, 4 on the shot clock. Garcia lets it go and hits, and we're tied at 12. Minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Azier Garcia has tied the score up.
It was the second quarter that the U.S. started to strangle the points out of Turkey in the semi-final.
And that pass, well, that Karim, that was a 3-cushion shot there as Pablo broke up the pass. It hit player's arm, player's chair. It was finally taken by Alejandro. Garcia misses the layup. Steeks had the rebound. It's taken away from him, and Turek now comes up. Can they get a break out of this? Turek, Scott, and Serio. Scott to Serio, and he lays it in. 14-12.
Nice little 3-on-2 there, and shrewd use of the bounce pass. I know that there's another team that uses it better than the United States.
Long pass, and that one's broken up. Serio doing such a good job of and that's a great pass for Turek, who uses the left hand and banks it in. 16-12, U.S. by 4.
Sort of a risky pass that resulted in the turnover from Spain, and you play the top-ranked team and you think you've got to do something special other than your normal game, and give up soft turnovers that you wouldn't in another game. And
the thing is, the Spanish will look down court and they'll see one of the Zarzuelas in there with a smaller man on them and think if they throw the high pass, it's going to be good. But Serio got up. He got his arm up as high as Zarzuela's and took it away. And Pablo misses the shot, and Jennifer with the rebound. These guys want to come down quickly. Scott motoring toward the Turek cuts through the lane, and Turek's fouled by Ruiz. Does he get the basket? Yes, he does. And he has the chance for the 3-point play.
So Spain, through Garcia and Pablo, have missed their last 2 attempts. USA is just starting to take a little bit of control here in the second.
Turek looks like he should be in an episode of Mad Men, wearing that 1960s kind of suit.
Good series.
Well, in fact, the basket was not good. The foul was deemed by referee Wells before the shot. So now Turek gets another chance, and he hits from the lane, but no foul shot. (18-12). Breaking the press with the long pass up to Alejandro Zarzuela. Pablo Zarzuela takes the handoff from his brother. Garcia, and that one is tipped by Sirio, but it came to Garcia. He's trying to back up and get space to shoot, and he can't really get a good shot off with three hands bothering him.
Turek the rebound. There's the US by 4 at quarter time.
5 on the shot clock. Turek wheels around, the pass trying to hit Jennifer going down the lane, and it's a shot clock violation, and the ball goes over to Spain. Well, you see Sirio saying come up, so they're going to try pressing. They couldn't come up in time, but any team with big guys who can handle the ball, like the Zarzuelas can, makes it a bit easier for them to break the press with longer passes. Garcia drops it for Ruiz. Ruiz lays it in. Nice pass. Had to thread the needle on that.
Ruiz with 4 points. Turek's got 4 also.
Then Ruiz fouls Turek. And that's the team's third, as we are at the halfway point of the second quarter. After the fourth, you're in the penalty situation, and foul shots will be given to every foul, apart from offensive fouls. 10 on the shot clock now. Garcia doing a nice job of harrying Sirio. Lynch gets a good screen from Jennifer, but he's short on the shot. Garcia was looking for the quick outlet pass, but Sirio was back there, so he didn't let it go. And Ruiz spins around. Sticks and Jennifer were battling. Garcia comes around. Oh, that's another good pass by him. Went off of Alejandro Garcia, but hit an American chair on the way through. Ron Lickens is pointing out Morez has come back in the game. He just ran into the Turek brick wall. Going to get trapped in the corner, throws the long cross-court pack to Garcia. He's got time to line up his shot, but it's short. The clock expired, but Jennifer had it anyway, and Jennifer coming up at pace, leaves it for Sirio. Turek, and he loses the ball, and Alejandro has it for Spain, up to brother Pablo.
Well, they've given Alejandro the steal, but really it was just loose handling it. Take those stats if they give them to you.
Garcia has a screen from Sticks, gets it into Alejandro. He banks it in, and we're back to a 2-point game now with 4 minutes to play in the half. It's 18-16 to the U.S., a very low-scoring game. And if anything, Spain has got the U.S. out of the game they want to play.
Spain leading the quarter 8-6. Just got to keep in touch.
Oh, great pass into Scott. Back to Turek. Turek misses off the glass. The rebound to Garcia. And the U.S. aren't getting many second shots against this Spanish team. They rebound so well.
It's got too far under the backboard there to get a shot up. He had a look. The look was only at the underside of the backboard, I suppose.
Scott knocked that one away from Garcia. Spain will keep possession. Morez and inbounding it with 14 seconds on the clock. Garcia.
The USA's only scored 6 points in over 6 minutes. They did score a few in a hurry late in the first quarter.
Well, Pablo just got that shot off, and then Sticks, though, made the save on the rebound, kept it in play to Maurice, and then Scott knocked the pass away, and Spain will keep possession with just over 3 minutes to play as Scott knocked it away from Garcia. Shot clock now at 8. Cross to Maurice. Look at how Sirio slid into position. Garcia's got a good look, and he didn't beat the 24-second clock. You see, he tried to scoop the shot in more to draw a foul than actually get a basket.
Well, there's good defense from both sides.
And the press has not been a factor. Fast break has not been a factor for the U.S. They haven't been shooting from the outside, and they haven't been getting the second shots. This has been a great half for Spain. Four on the clock. Scott inside, and it goes. And I don't know how he got that one away.
That was an urgent shot. He had no time to think about pulling the trigger. Sometimes that's better if you think about it. The 6 inches between your ears messes with the outcome.
Pablo, and he puts it in over Scott. 20-18 now, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play. The U.S.'s lowest score in the tournament so far was the win over Great Britain. They had 65. So divide that in half and you get 32. And they're 12 points below that for the half. This is a great defensive job by Spain. Sirio, how he kept that ball, I do not know. Turek back to Sirio with 4 on the clock, into Scott, and Scott is fouled and will shoot 2. And Ron Lickens does not look happy.
Well, you can still say that the press gang, as we've decided we like to call them, are doing a good job defensively, which is what they're sent out to do, but offensively it's just not happening. They're 8 points for the quarter.
Well, Spain is the same way. Their lowest game was 55, and they're below that. This is a low-scoring game, but I think that works in Spain's favor. I think they'll be content to be within a couple of points, and then when their shooting gets hot, Scott makes the foul shot. It's 21-18. It's also a new experience for these American players, in this tournament at least, to be this close at this stage. Oh, great job. Great job by Ruiz, and a nice pass to finish it off to Alejandro. He worked hard for that one.
The Spanish fans are hoping and maybe starting to believe it's very late in the second quarter. So much of the game remaining, but to be in touch at halftime, not many teams are playing this wonderful US team. Hasn't dropped the game so far in the tournament.
And Turek, he was harried by Garcia, but he got the shot off in time, and it's 23-20 with 1:11 to go, and a timeout called on the court, I believe by Spain, and it is. Spain called the timeout, and to be 3 points down, 1 point down, whatever it comes out of the half, is a great position for Spain. And to hold the U.S. to 23 is a great job. And
Artacho, so I was going to say, Artacho knows that the next 70 seconds are absolutely crucial. No sloppy turnovers here. Keep the margin manageable. And these are, the championship seconds at the end of each quarter.
Absolutely right. And I think Spain, in a close game, they've got options. They can go to one of the Zarzuelas inside. Garcia can shoot from the outside. Maurice can shoot from the outside. If they keep the game close, they've always got a good chance. Rebounds. U.S. has 15. Spain has 16. Offensive, they have 4 each. And again, not many teams have been able to rebound with them.
It's an interesting challenge when the chair is moving quickly towards the bucket, and catch and shoot. They have to do it so quickly because they can't take their hands off the ball to slow down the wheel. I really appreciate the skills and the speed with which they can dispose of the ball.
Just checking Ruiz's chair. U.S. showing full court pressure here. And, well, we've got substitutions coming in for the U.S. now. Scott goes out, Serio goes out, Googe comes in, Bell comes back in, Williams comes in for the U.S. And that's Williams, number 2. They don't really apply full court pressure. And Spain bring it down with a minute to play now, and they have 14 on the shot clock. Oh, Ruiz shot went in and out. Bell takes the rebound for them. And Arambula is in as well. He's number 20. And for Spain, the new player is Romero, 17. And that's a three-pointer, and exactly what you said.
And what a time to pull the trigger for the first time from outside.
And that now the steal. Bell got the three-pointer. Now Bell with the steal. Romero knocked it away from him, but Romero's called for the foul with 28 seconds left. Exactly what you said has come true. And it's just one shot that makes the difference. But watch.
If only I could pick the stock market the same way.
So an inspired substitution, as it turns out, as Brian Bell comes in with the steal, and Jake Williams with the three-pointer.
One of their leading, I think he's the leading three-pointer for three-point shooter for the US. He was 7 for 15 coming in at 47% from outside. That's useful. And you need a couple of options out there in certain circumstances.
Serio and Hines. Bell makes the second. It's a 7-point game now with 28 seconds left, and the press is on. Arambula, they get it in to Pablo, back to Morez. Can they? Well, nobody's there to hold him up, and then to Alejandro in the forecourt with Williams, who's much smaller on him, but got great position with his chair. Alejandro waiting for someone to go inside. Ruiz goes inside to Pablo, who makes a good play. The basket will go and the foul, and that's exactly what Spain needed with 10 seconds left.
Yeah, 3 points a different way, providing he converts from the line. It's their first trip to the free throw line, and they convert.
So it's a 4-point game now. 10 seconds left. Chance for one last shot. Last shot of the half for the States, if they can get it down and set up for it. Jennifer goes long pass to Bell inside. Bell with his own rebound puts it in. 29-23, and that'll bring the half to an end. But what an inspired substitution with a minute to go. They get the three from Williams, they get the steal from Bell, and they get the last basket of the half from Bell. They haven't opened up a big lead, but they've opened up a lead.
Yeah, with 70 seconds to go, the lead was 3. Said how important the last minute would be, and it was a small margin, but the US managed to double it, and they take the long break at 29-23 in the gold medal game.
So Spain would probably rather be a little bit tighter than that, but there is the confirmation of the score, 29-23. The Spanish were winning that quarter right up until the last minute, when the U.S. added 5 quick points to make the score, 29-23. And I think if we look at the statistical breakdown of the half,
won't be too much in many of the stats.
Yeah, the U.S. shooting has gone up by a little bit. That 1 3-point field goal was hugely important. Points from turnovers, though, still favoring the United States. Rebounding still about equal. And the difference, the turnovers are 6-5, but the points from turnovers, that's the quickness of the U.S. getting back down the court.
2 from 8 at the foul line for the United States.
And yeah, you make your foul shots, you've got an extra 6 points there, and it's a different sort of game. But what it is right now is a close game. Not quite as close as it was, but a 6-point lead at halftime for the U.S. in a low-scoring game. It's the U.S. 29, Spain 23. Welcome back to the Rio Olympic Arena and the men's wheelchair basketball final here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games, the U.S. and Spain. And it's halftime. We've asked the question all through the tournament, who could keep up with the United States? Who could figure out a plan for stopping the United States? Well, so far, it has been Spain who have stepped up and done that. They trail at halftime by a score of 29-23. The U.S. with a little bit of a 5-point run at the end of the game to open up a game that was very, very close. But they have done it by utilizing their strength, big men and ball handling, and have slowed the game down and taken the press and the speed out of the American game.
Alejandro with 12 points, the only player in double figures. Bell with 9 for the United States, and the US has 6 contributors on the scoreboard to Spain's 4. And again, that's not unexpected. They've got more options. They have a lot of players scoring less points, but it all adds up to a better total.
So for Spain, the Zarzuela brothers, Alejandro, as you said, with 12 points, Garcia with 6 assists. They've clogged the middle of the attacking zone, clogged the paint. On the other end, they've been getting good shots inside for the two big guys. And the U.S.'s speed has thus far been mostly negated. And the U.S. starts out with that press gang. It's Bell, Jennifer, Googe, Arambula, and Williams. And Spain start off with the first basket of the half. And again, the first points go to Alejandro Zarzuela, who had the first points of the game, and Spain trail by 4.
Probably worth more than 2 points scoring first when you're trailing by 6.
Williams, his 3 at the end of the half, and he finds Bell inside for the easy bucket.
The chair skills of the youngster, always something to behold and admire. He was in a 180-degree turn as he took the shot.
Garcia now, 6 assists in the first half. Nice drop for Pablo. That shot was blocked and then taken away by Bell, and now they come out quickly with Williams. 3-on-2, Arambula in the middle. Williams to Arambula to Googe, and blocked by Alejandro Zarzuela. And that's the kind of stuff that Spain can do. And Spain now inbound. They break the press easily, and another advantage of having the big men. Alejandro Zarzuela comes up toward the midline and gets it. Has to hold a long way to get everything set up. Only 5 on the shot clock, so the press has been effective in that sense. And Romero, who's really on the baseline, it looked like, barely beats the buzzer. And again, Williams wants to come up quickly. He's got Googe and Bell, and it's Bell who's going to lay it in. And it's 33-25. If they can pick up the pace.
Nice use of the turnover by the United States, but just thinking how much better Spain, even though they didn't score on their last possession, how much better they're breaking the press than Turkey managed in the second and third quarters.
And in wheelchair, you can see the 2 parts of the press. The one is trying to get the turnover, but the other is stopping the other team from setting up in the offensive zone. And look at that by Jennifer, who took the pass away, gave it up to Bell. It's now with Williams in the forecourt. They're 3-on-2. Jennifer, and he gets the roll in the lane, and all of a sudden it's a 10-point game, and Spain want a timeout. And that's the stuff. You could see the players coming off the U.S. bench. That's the stuff that the pressure and the speed does for the American team.
Spain first to score in the third quarter. They got the margin down to 4. Blink of an eye, it's out to 10. It is the kind of run you hinted at that they could and would make.
And it's almost as if Coach Lickens has said, well, look, they can break our press because they'll get it up to the big guy at half court. So what you guys do is keep the other guys in the back court for as long as you can. Get in their way. This is what wheelchair basketball is all about, is positioning. And make it a slow process for them to get started on offense.
They break the press, but there's still shot clock pressure because it takes a while to do it. Zarzuela boys, 19 points between them. Bell, Jurek, and Serio, 23 between those 3, with Bell leading the US scoring.
So it's 35-25. Spain coming out of the timeout now. Will inbound. And this time, US doesn't apply the full court pressure. And Garcia tried to go through the middle and was cut off. Now the Zarzuelas are both inside on the other side of the court, and goes to Pablo's got the screen from his brother and sinks the bucket. 35-27, 8-point lead.
But, twins on the same side, they're worth more probably than some of their parts.
Arambula back to Williams. Googe a little bit short. And Spain again keeping the US from getting the good shot, getting the penetration inside. And there's a foul on Jennifer against Garcia. Spanish supporters.
You know, you sometimes look at slow motion replays and realize that maybe the referee didn't, or the officials didn't make the right call, but they get one look at it. I mean, like, I thought that both chairs were changing direction. He's called the foul on the US. The player in possession was also changing his line.
And the foul there you see on Bell. Alejandro Zarzuela will go to the foul line.
Not a lot of
Bell.
contact.
Yeah, if you were looking at Bell just there, you were saying, well, it wasn't much of a foul. But Alejandro sinks the first. And the second. So it's a 6-point game again, 35-29, and Williams brings it up for the US. Looking for an option.
Sorry, 6 all the quarter now, so it's been a nice little run here from Spain and another stop.
Yeah, and you see them, they're sinking down. They're sinking down in the lane, try to block those entry passes. And Garcia is quite a big guy for the ball handler. Romero now gets away in the middle. Oh, good pass, the extra pass from Alejandro, but Garcia missed it. That's an opportunity going begging.
Oh, quick hands. The ball can beat the man time and again if your hands are good enough, and they just didn't cash in.
Arambula out to Williams. Williams doesn't get the shot, and Pablo with the rebound. Holds it up high. Brings it up himself now, past his brother. There's Romero, making himself available. Garcia at the foul line. Arambula overplayed him. He didn't get the shot. Pablo gets the shot, though, and it goes through. Just beat the buzzer. It's a 4-point game. So Spain answering that run by the US with one of their own.
And shooting about 8% less than the United States too. Gooch thought about it.
And that was just a foul shot for Gooch, but he missed it. But Arambula came in and tipped the rebound away, and Bell picked it up. And Williams now has another chance. Back to Bell at the foul line. Oh, my Lord. Bell was going backwards in the chair, then spun to the side and shot it with just one arm.
That amazing maneuverability in the chair and skills. Retreating and then sideways.
And Romero all end-to-end with the layup, and a great job. You don't really notice it, but a great job at the end there by Zarzuela to keep the defender, who was Jennifer, away from him and keep the path to the basket open. It's still a 4-point game.
Impressively not going away, Spain. They trailed by 10 in this quarter, remember, and they've come back.
Bell drops it to Williams, and Williams lays it in. The extra pass, again, 6-point game, 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. Garcia with the long pass, and Pablo's there, and the foul, and that's going to be called an unsportsmanlike foul against Williams for deliberately fouling Pablo Zarzuela before he could get the shot away. And the theory on that is that Zarzuela had an open path to the basket. Williams was behind him and tried to deny him the shot. So he'll get 2 shots, and Spain will keep possession after the foul shots. So he hits 1 of 2, but Spain get the possession with 4:01 to play. And this is a new situation. Ron Lickens with John Sikora and Rob Taylor as assistant coaches.
This would be a great possession to convert for Spain. The pressure would squarely be on the US. Hasn't happened often.
Romero, that was a brilliant pass by Garcia. Pablo puts it through, and he gets fouled. It's 39-36, and he's got a shot to move Spain within 1.
He's got a dozen now, Pablo.
And look at that, 4 fouls on the US, none on Spain. Misses that one. Arambula will gather it in. It's a 3-point game now with 3:40 to play in the 3rd quarter. Arambula brings it up quickly, tries to take the middle there, and Garcia knocked the ball away from him. US will keep possession. But that was a great play by Garcia to get that ball away without fouling. And Scott comes back in the game now for the US.
So what we're saying is that no one has stayed close enough to the USA for long enough to know whether pressure is going to affect their execution and their thinking. And this is quite deep in the game. The margin will be only 3. Masculina's victory, 17 points against Great Britain in the group stage.
Cirio misses, and the rebound to Alejandro. They're denying second shots as often as they can. And Alejandro clears it up to Pablo. Guj is on him, trying to keep him penned in there, and the Spanish still not being able to get up court against the Americans to set up their offense.
Shot clock on 2. He's just going to have to throw up a Hail Mary shot.
And that would be a 24-second turnover. I mean, that was just absolutely brilliant defense. They never got the ball more than a few feet over the halfway line. And now Sanchez comes back in for Spain. Williams. They got their 2 best shooters in Williams and Cirio. But Guj is the guy who shoots from the foul line and makes it. It's 41-36. Oh, that's a good one. A lead pass. Catch the US napping. And it's 41-38.
Bell nearly ended up in the Spanish bench there as he arced around trying to get back on to the court.
And with 2:32 to play in the quarter after Pablo's breakaway fast break basket, the US needs a timeout to talk things over. They lead Spain by 3, 2.5 to play in the 3rd period. It'd be interesting to see if we can hear what Coach Lickens is saying.
All right, hey guys, we're not talking, and then we let a guy go right down the middle. The inbounder went right down the middle on us, and they give up a layup. We work our tails off, and we give that ball too easy. All right, we got to communicate. We're too slow in the dead time. We're not stopping chairs. You sit back, you let them come to you. Now they got momentum and they're going around you. We got to come up. All right, come on. We got to get them on beat.
This was that great pass by Garcia. It looks like just a heave, but it was perfectly judged and weighted. And Bell, that amazing off-balance shot.
You're touching on another aspect of the skills that so many admire about wheelchair basketball. The weighting of the pass has to be so good to find the man, so so little margin for error.
And if you find him and put him off balance in the chair, the pass does you no good.
Spain, by the way, recently have lifted their field percentage from 39 to 45.
Williams on the baseline tried to cross-court it to Sirio, and it was knocked away by Pablo Zarzuela.
Of course, he didn't take that cleanly. And the fans with fans.
Well, if you're a Spanish fan, you have to be impressed by this, because this is a coach who has drawn up a good game plan and a team that's executing it, I would suspect, exactly the way it was drawn up. 8 on the shot clock now. Romero, and he'll foul Sirio. That's only the first foul on Spain in the quarter, so they have fouls to give, and with the shot clock getting low, that's not a bad idea. But it resets to 14 now.
Second person for Romero.
Sirio to Williams. Williams for 3. And he hits it. Well, you can have a game plan, but if Jake Williams is going to hit the threes, it could go out the window. It's a 6-point lead, and there's a traveling violation on Garcia as he was moving his chair left and right without a dribble. And each move of the chair counts as a push. And after 2 pushes, you have to dribble the ball.
US has only taken 2 attempts from outside, both from Williams, and both went. That's efficiency.
No, he's thinking about it again. Now inside to Scott. That was tipped away from him. Scott to Sirio. Williams sets a little pick for him. They try to get it in to Scott, but Garcia read that. He's so quick, so smart. Anticipated it, and again, he gives the lead pass to Pablo for the uncontested fast break, and it's a 4-point game, 44 to 40, a minute and a half to play in the third. Sirio. Spinning. Williams penetrates to Scott. He's got the screen, and the shot is off, and the rebound to Alejandro. He looks down court, but brings it up himself. Scott comes over on him. Pablo. And now Garcia. It's in his hands with 10 on the shot clock. Oh, there it goes to brother Alejandro. He's left all alone, and it's a 2-point game, 44 to 42. Defensive breakdown by the U.S.
Coach Likens isn't going to be happy.
No, there's a certain amount of frustration visible there with the U.S. team.
Let's see if Spain focuses a little more keenly here in the last minute of this quarter. Oh, it goes again. Williams is 3 from 3.
No, that's their best. In fact, at the moment, their only weapon. And that one, Sirio tipped that ball away. The steal finally for Scott with 28 seconds. And just as they did in the second quarter, Googe, they collapse on him. He was never going to get that shot away. Look at that. 4 white jerseys around him. That was optimistic at best. And the U.S. will keep possession with 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time on the clock. Scott to Sirio. Back out to Williams. That one's a miss. Williams gets the rebound with 9 on the clock. Sirio. Williams, and that's going to miss again. And Williams misses those last 2, but his threes have basically kept the U.S. in the lead here in the third quarter. The Spanish outscored the U.S. by 1 point, and they cut the lead to 5 at the end of the quarter, 47 to 42. But what an inspired bit of basketball by Spain.
Yeah, it's the gold medal game, and happy to say that both teams are in it. Because the U.S. started as the warmest of favourites. Spain have come out with a good game plan, executing well, and all up and down the stats, they're absolutely in it.
And it's the U.S. who's looking flustered. I mean, the Spanish are content with what they're doing. They seem calm and about going about it. They're picking up easy baskets, and they're forcing the U.S. to make long outside shots if they're going to stay in the game.
Still a 13-6 advantage in points from turnovers in the United States, but they were being poor at the free throw line, not that they went there in that third quarter.
And at the end of 3 quarters, it is U.S. 47, Spain 42. Well, you see the quarter-by-quarter scores, and Spain is staying right with the U.S. They won that quarter by a point. They narrowed the lead down to 5. It is 47-42. And in the last, when you thought the U.S. was going to pull away in the last couple of minutes of the third quarter, as they did in the last couple of minutes of the first half with those 3-point baskets by Williams, Spain shut that down and had their answer to it. The U.S. inbound to start the final period. Hines makes his first appearance for the U.S., the big guy inside. So Ron Lincoln's in, the shot misses. Ron Lincoln's trying to match size for size there. And Lynch is in for the U.S. as well.
Spain find a way to get out of the backcourt. They've only got 12 on the shot clock now, still getting organized.
Sanchez trying to set up a screen for Garcia. Sanchez goes to the basket, but the pass, he couldn't handle the pass, but it came to Alejandro, and it's a 3-point game. And right now that U.S. lineup, well, the only shooters are really Serio and Williams. It's an interesting situation for them. And coming in to the game is Amadou Diallo, another big man. In fact, even bigger than the Zarzuelas.
Not sure if he's bigger, but he's not smaller.
Hines getting bumped as he goes through, and Williams takes the baseline. It won't go, but Hines gets the rebound and is fouled. I think that's going to be before the shot. It is. Some referees give more continuation than others. And you know, you can see as you're pumping, but while you're pumping, you're not shooting. In our semifinal game, we had one guy who pumped 3 times, got fouled, never even released the ball, and had a shooting foul. So it's interpretation. A minute gone, and a 3-point game now. Oh, good pass, and Williams floats it in. 49-44.
The hands of Jennifer there did the job, and the assist to Williams.
Ten on the shot clock from Spain. Serio is guarding Alejandro Zarzuela. That's Diallo in the paint. Everybody's in the paint for. All you have to do is say there were 9 guys in the paint right there. I don't know how they all fit in.
Diallo, it takes a while for someone joining the rhythm of the game to find that pace, and well, his shot was.
And look at this. This is Williams and Serio lined up behind the 3-point arc. And now it goes into Hines, and Hines' shot is going to be short. That wasn't a good shot for them. All that work, and they get Hines shooting from the foul line and contested. It looked like Serio and Williams each wanted to try to launch a 3. Pass inside, and it's 3 seconds called on Zarzuela or Sanchez or both.
It's a 4-on-2 in the key defensively. Ambitious. Sometimes that's what the US forces you to do.
Yeah, and in fact, the advantage for Spain on the call is it stopped the US from breaking from that position. Cirio, he hasn't been able to score much. And still doesn't.
Look, yeah.
Alejandro with the rebound to Garcia, and now Spain come up uncontested and set up. And we've got Sanchez down, and the whistle to get him back up. So Sanchez picks himself up, and Spain will restart. Down by 5 with 7:23 to play. This is what we said at the top of the game. If they can play this slow style and keep themselves close, then they're in with a shot at end game.
Real pressure would be
that was
getting to the front.
Diallo leaning forward on the chair. Garcia, though, with the rebound. He misses. Sanchez with the rebound, and it's tipped away from him. And quickly, Jennifer comes up. The fast break. And it's laid in by Williams. You knew sooner or later they were going to get that, but it required them to get a rebound, and they didn't do it till the third try.
And they're able to dispossess Sanchez, who's a low pointer, not as strong or tall on the chair.
Jennifer overplayed Garcia and got the steal. They come down now 4-on-2. Williams, and, well, there's going to be another unsportsmanlike foul. As you could see, you could watch it happen as Garcia leaned forward in his chair and hooked Williams to turn him back. Watch Garcia coming up from behind there. He knows he's going to get the foul. And not even a complaint on the call of an unsportsmanlike foul.
A couple of big moments unfolding here. 5 the lead at three-quarter time. Spain won the third quarter. Now settling in again, United States to make the margin almost too tough. Plenty of time left there.
And Williams misses the second, and that's unusual too, because he's an 86% foul shooter in this tournament. But the U.S. keep possession afterwards, and the 24 seconds on the possession is almost as important as the baskets when you're in the fourth quarter with the lead. Cirio, Pablo all the way out on him beyond the three-point line, and Pablo tips it away from him, and Cirio is going to be called for the foul. You could see that one. He got his chair in front of Pablo's to stop him from picking up the loose ball. Watch here. Now watch Cirio's reaction. Just backs his chair in front.
Well picked up by the officials. I'm sure that's not something they haven't seen before. But the free throws for the US, 3 from 10, 30%, when they're normally a 60% free throw team. And it's funny how that kind of thing is infectious across the team. Once they start missing.
So if that's 3 points they're missing off their score, even if you feel they're just going to hit them at 60%. Garcia now, and his short shot from the outside, and it's a foul on Moriz in the backcourt. And again, I'm not quite sure, it's only the team's third, but I'm not quite sure after you get the ball and don't knock it loose, how you think you're going to get away with the second reach. You know, if your first reach is a foul, you sometimes get away with it because you do it quickly. But the second one's pretty obvious. The first one was clean. He hit ball but didn't knock it loose. Williams to Hines. Hines inside. He banks it in, and it's a 10-point game, 5:47 to play.
US led by 10 early in the third quarter. Now again in the fourth. Spain got another comeback in them. Oh, not like that. It sailed over the head of Alejandro.
And well, it looks like an unforced turnover, but it was actually forced by the sagging in. The U.S. is doing what Spain was doing, sagging in inside. And the only way Garcia was going to get a pass through to Alejandro was to keep it high. It went a little too high. Cirio, back to Williams, back to Cirio. Takes the screen, back to Williams. High arc shot, and it's through, and the lead is 12. That's the biggest lead of the game.
And the bench is going a bit nuts. I know that They're getting there. 5 to go. 12 the lead.
And this unlikely lineup, which we haven't seen this combination before, has been getting results against the Spanish. Moriz now with the open shot, and he misses, and Hines with the rebound. Williams, and that pass intended for Sirio was too high. Alejandro got it, the pass behind Moriz, but he picks it up. Each team with 6 steals. Garcia. And I think the foul's on Williams. There's some of the U.S. women. Becca Murray in the middle, the MVP of the women's tournament. Spain looking for their first ever medal in wheelchair basketball in the Paralympics. Pablo, oh, that's a bad miss because he had a good look.
A little bit of history being made in the last couple of games of the wheelchair basketball for the men. Brazil had never finished higher than 9th, and in beating Australia, they picked up 5th place. And Spain, regardless of the result here, about to make a little bit of history with their first medal.
And there'll be a foul on Jennifer, fouling Garcia. We're down to 3:49 to play now, and the lead is still at 12. And as I said, the progress of the clock is almost as valuable to the U.S. as the extra points, as Ruiz comes back in for Spain, along with Steeks. Oh, there's a good one back to Sticks. That's a nice play, and it worked like a dream. 10-point lead, 3:44 to play.
Yeah, US didn't see that coming. Sticks a low pointer at 1.5. They can all shoot.
Rambula to Williams. Jennifer back to Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Sirio, Sticks very smart. He's keeping an eye on Sirio because he knows they have to shoot. A great feed, and Jennifer couldn't get the shot, but he got the rebound. Back to Hines. That's smart by Hines because, again, they can work the clock. They can get a better shot. Sirio, keeping the ball free, passes it to Hines, and they call the foul on the pass, which is a shame for the U.S. because Jennifer was about to lay the ball in. 3:10 to play. U.S. by 10.
So, Mike, if you're the US, if you're Spain, how soon do you start deliberately fouling?
It's pretty close now. That was a shot of Stephanie Wheeler, the U.S. coach, and Gail Gang, who had a great final for them as the women won last night the gold medal.
Oh, and the three
Sirio
goes.
with the 3, and that's a nailer right there. And don't the U.S. fans know it? 59-46 with 3 minutes to play, and Steve Sirio may have just swung the balance toward the U.S. for good. And they only have 3 fouls, so the Spanish...
He's very selective, Sirio, about his three-point attempts. He's 4 from 7 coming into this match and gets his only attempt today. 3 from 5 out there for Williams. He got his first couple. It was the first 3.
Looks like Alejandro's bleeding there. And they're going to spray him. But it looked like blood on the front of his shirt. Now, Williams has 18 and Bell 15 for the U.S. Sirio 7. The Zarzuela brothers have combined for 36 of Spain's 46 points.
Half of Williams' points coming from outside. He averages less than 11 points per game, so he has stepped up in the match that matters.
And the Spanish, well, the game plan was to go with the bigs, slow the U.S. down, try to get the points inside, try to stop them inside, deny them second shots, and it worked pretty well. But the U.S., well, they have defense of their own. And there's 3. That's what they needed. Ruiz hits the 3, and it's a 10-point game now. A couple of big shots can make this lead manageable for Spain. But now they've got to D up.
First success from outside for Spain.
And Williams coming in on the drive, puts it up and gets fouled. And that was, again, a shot to get fouled. Jordi Ruiz committed the foul. And Williams takes the tumble.
Puts a nice high arc on the shot, doesn't he?
He's got a very pretty shot. I think that's why he's so effective from the outside. The higher the arc on the ball, the more of the basket you have for the ball to fall through, and you can actually fit 2 basketballs through the hoop at once. Few people realize how big that hoop actually is because it looks so small when you're shooting at it.
You're shooting badly, it feels
small.
small.
And there's a steal by Jennifer, and he comes in with the layup, 63-49. And as has been true in a couple of the U.S. games, particularly the one against Great Britain, the final score never reflects how close the game actually was at one point. And there's another 3, 63-52. Because eventually they're going to break through. If they don't get you with the press, they get you with the shooting. And eventually they're going to have that run and go ahead. But nothing in this score indicates how close Spain has made this game, what a nail-biter it was. And Williams moving around Alejandro with the chair. And
but you know, that's why it's a 40-minute game, and sometimes you don't win it until the last 5 minutes. And you just got to be there, keep working away at your game plan. And in the case of the United States, here they are up by surely enough with 1:38 on the clock.
And Ruiz, it was an off-the-ball foul, because obviously Alejandro hadn't fouled anybody, but because of the penalty situation, he's shooting 2, and he makes the first. And the one thing that you look at now, with Ruiz out there, and with Garcia, and Maurice is on the court, but he hasn't shot 3s, they do have that shooting range. They do have the shooters, and you just wonder if they might have opened up their outside game a little bit earlier when they started to fall behind. Who knows? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. A minute and a half to go. They need the long shots if they can get them. And Ruiz puts another one up, and it doesn't go. And the rebound to Sirio. Down to Williams. Williams in no rush. Sirio hangs on and looks around. Shot clock now down to 10. Hines. He misses the layup, but gets the rebound and tries to put it up again and gets fouled. I was just about to say he ought to just kick it back out and let them start again and use the clock, but he'll go to the foul line.
And some happy US supporters. You know, the US managed to take the lid off the pressure cooker a couple of times here earlier, like late in the second quarter, late in the third, when the margin was down to a couple. They scored the crucial last points of each quarter.
And I think with 1 minute to go right now, the Spanish may have conceded as Vera, the captain, comes on, which will probably be his last international appearance for the national team at 42. Alejos comes in, Yambi comes in, and Vera comes in. So they get their time on the court here in the gold medal game. That's a nice gesture, I think, from Coach Artacho, but 12 points down with a minute to play. And for the U.S., they respond in kind. John Gilbert comes on. And a nice hand for the players coming off from their fans.
don't know if there's another sport where coaches are allowed to work the officials as hard as they do as in basketball.
And not so visibly and obviously. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times you get, oh, and it's an offensive foul. You heard the official call there from Matt Wells. You get baseball managers yelling from the dugout. You get football coaches yelling from the sideline or talking to the official who runs past them on the sideline, who pays no attention generally to what's going on.
There are other sports where no dialogue is allowed whatsoever, and it's almost unceasing in basketball.
Well, in cricket, for example, players talk to the umpires all throughout the match.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Although
with a measure of respect.
Yeah, one should not argue the call. That would be bad form. It's just not cricket. But basketball is just not cricket.
That phrase has lost its meaning in the professional era.
I think that's absolutely true.
Anything is cricket these days.
Ever since, was it Trevor Chappell who rolled the ball in?
It was under instruction, though.
I was only following orders.
From my brother.
And Hines, he's got no hesitation, and Hines hits as the shot clock was running out, and well, that's an emphatic end for the U.S. Diallo takes the inbounds pass. The clock winds down, and it looks like Spain will just sit on it here.
So the USA are going to come through unbeaten and take the gold medal, as many expected even before they played their first game, but they have not disappointed. They've played at a high quality right the way through, and gold to the United States in the wheelchair basketball.
The final score, US 68, Spain 52. That score does not reflect how close and how hard fought this game was, and you have to give huge credit to the Spanish for coming up with a game plan that would slow the United States down and leave them a chance to win. They just couldn't, in the end, get over that hump, and the U.S. shooting in the end was what gave them the win. But this caps a remarkable summer for American basketball in Rio de Janeiro. In the Olympic Games, the men took gold, the women took gold, and in the Paralympic Games, the women took gold and the men took gold. A clean sweep of basketball in Brazil in 2016.
Nice to see Ron Likens going around to the opposition, congratulating them all on what will be their first ever wheelchair basketball medal.
Whatever he's saying right now to Alejandro, and you can look at it and say, you know that he's saying you gave us a heck of a time here. You really did. I saw this in one of the matches that they won easily, and he went to the best player on that team and told him how good he was. And now he's telling Artacho how good a performance his team turned in. And you could tell during the game how nervous Ron Likens was.
And you want to win a tough contest if you're going to take the gold medal. You don't really want it to be easy, do you? You want to be tested. You want to beat the best. And the USA have just found different ways to win every time. In matches where they've won comfortably, often the last quarter has gone to the opposition. Here, they had to make the statement in the last 10 minutes, which they won 21-10. And it was close at three-quarter time.
Yeah, and that's the sign of a champion, is when you can pull out your best when the going gets the toughest. I think there's an old Vince Lombardi quote in there or somewhere along there. But
when the going gets tough, the tough go shopping.
What a great victory in the end of a great tournament. And you know, we've had 3 good games today. The bronze medal game was an overtime classic. The 5th and 6th place playoff was a 1-point game, and this game, although it wasn't as close in the end, was a hard-fought battle all the way through that gave the United States everything that they could handle. And well, Spain pick up their first Paralympic medal in basketball ever. It's a silver, and that's certainly a fair reward for them.
Thank their fans. I really hope, I think they are proud of what they've done. They've run the US closer than any other side with 16 points. GB just outside that with 17, and they were close for longer.
And you know how big basketball is in Spain. And in the Olympic Games, they have a history. The Spanish men, the silver and bronze in this tournament in Rio the Olympics. So for the wheelchair basketball team to get that medal is huge for Spain. It'll do a big boost for wheelchair basketball. And the U.S., well, they're back in that gold medal spot, which is where they sort of think they ought to be. And it's their 8th gold medal in 15 tries. Final score again, the United States of America 68, Spain 52.